Hey, I used to play one hour video games every day until I changed my mindset by understanding the following concepts which I'll walk you through in this video. And by the end of this video, I guarantee I'll change your view about video games forever. So back in 2023, I used to play one hour video games every day and I had to come back from school, then go to tuitions, come back, eat dinner and all that stuff. And then I used to play one hour video games at night, like 9 to 11 or something, and then sleep off, right? I had pretty terrible schedule, poor sleep, and you also probably had a time at which, like a fixed time at which you had to play video games, right? Well, I went from playing one hour video games every day to quitting video games and being the most productive I have been. Let's talk about the real reason why you probably play video games. So, video games provide you a status, fame, power, and money in a much simpler and easier way compared to real life. Because in real life, getting the real status, fame, power would take decades to forge it. It would be unimaginably hard. You have to make some tough decisions, so it's really hard, right? But in video games, it's very easy to get status, fame, and power, or even money. You just have to like slay a bunch of dragons, which might take you like a month, and boom, now you're at the top of the leaderboard or something, and now you feel accomplished, and everybody wants you to like join their clan or something. You play the video game not for the sake of playing it. You play it because you like an aspect in it. Suppose you play like a teamwork game. You probably like the teamwork aspect more than playing the game. You play it because you like doing teamwork. Or suppose you play like some tower defense game or something, then you like the strategy part of the game. You don't like play the game just for the sake of playing it, right? There's aspects to which you want to do that, and that's why you play the game, right? That's the real reason. Well, now that you find out the real reason why you play video games, now let's move on to how you can correct them by understanding these topics. So, the first concept that we'll go over is instant gratification versus delayed gratification. Instant gratification activities make you feel good at the moment, but actually are bad for you in the long run. A great example of this would be playing video games. In the short term, you're enjoying, you're playing with your friends, you're laughing, slaying some dragons or something, or slaying goblins. You're enjoying at the moment. But then after that, in the long run, it's an addiction. It would waste your time hugely and it would ruin your motivation to do hard work. And another example of instant gratification activities would be junk food, eating junk food. Because junk food are meant to be addictive. They are meant to be addictive and they are meant to taste really good. So that, whenever you eat it, you feel like, oh, that's really good. I want some more. I want some more. So currently, when you're eating junk food, you might think, yeah, it's pretty tasty. But afterwards, you might feel like a little bit stomach pain or you feel weird in your stomach because they're just low quality shit. And in the long run, they might make you fat, give you brain fog, all that. The real reason why instant gratification activities are so bad for you are because they spike your dopamine. So what they do is first when you start your activity, you're normal, right? Your baseline levels are like this. When you do the instant gratification activity, your dopamine levels spike, so they reach an instant high. But because of the instant high, they go drop below the baseline levels after you stop doing these activities. Suppose you play a video game, in that 1 hour you feel so nice, but as soon as the 1 hour gets over, you feel so bad, you feel terrible, you feel miserable. Miserable. That's because the dopamine levels are below the baseline. And to recover that, that might take the entire day to again come back to normal, happy levels that you felt before playing the video game. That's why video games are so bad for you and any other instant gratification activities are bad for you. Now, the next topic we'll go over is the delayed gratification. Now, this is how you should be living your life, and you can apply this to every other part of your life, honestly. So delayed gratification activities are the activities that make you feel kind of worse at the moment. They're very uneasy to do. They're hard. You don't want to do them. You feel like you could do more fun stuff, right? But in the long run, they're actually good for you and are beneficial for your growth. A great example of this would be studying hard or working hard. In the short term, when you're doing it in the moment, right, you might feel it's hard, it's uneasy. You don't feel like doing it. You want to do something else, like go down, play, or just play video games, something, right? But in the long run, if you study hard, you will get good grades. And if you work hard, you might land a promotion or an increased salary. So in the long run, they're actually really good for you. Or another great example of this would be getting a clean diet. You know, when you're getting a clean diet, obviously it tastes worse than the junk diet. Junk food are meant to be more tastier than clean ones, but yeah, the clean diet you feel, it's a little bit less tastier, whatever. But in the long run, it's actually good for you. It will be good for your muscle growth, and it'll stop you from getting brain fog, more mental clarity. And you know what's the interesting and unique part about delayed gratification? Actually, the only reason you feel that it's difficult and easy to do is because of the initial resistance that you get from it. Suppose you have like a 2 hour long study session that you planned. Before that, you feel very hard, even uneasy, you feel like this is very hard to do. That's just the initial resistance. Once you break through that wall of initial resistance, then while you're doing the task, actually it can be pretty fun or pretty normal, it doesn't feel that hard. The only reason it feels hard is because the initial resistance makes it seem hard. But once you break through that, actually it's pretty easy. Or in fact it's like normal. So you can tolerate the hard work. Now the next concept we'll go over is how hard work actually makes you happier. So, there's a study done by a psychologist named Mihaly, and her last name starts C, something else really hard name to pronounce, and Reed Larson. And they had like a bunch of subjects, right? And they gave them a device that would beep randomly at any time of the day, and that would record how they felt at the day, at that time of the time where it beeped, and what they were doing. And I think the result of the study is really interesting. I think it'll be really interesting for you to know. You know what they found? When the subjects were doing more hard work, more mentally challenging ones, they felt more happier. And when they were relaxing, they actually felt less happier. Think about that. That's completely the opposite of what society has made you believe. That you have to do hard work so that you can relax. So let that just sink in your mind for a second. Hard work makes you more happier. Hard work literally makes you more happier, and relaxing literally makes you less happier. It's pretty interesting, right? Well, to put it in like a proper way, or like a way that you can understand, is that think about the days where you did full hard work, like complete that big project or hit a PR after that and all that, like, a productive day where you did your most. Think about that day. Remember what you did. And at the end of the day, did you feel happier, or did you feel like, man, I just did such a hard work this day. I can't wait for it to get over. What did you feel? Well, chances are you probably felt happy, right? You felt happy because you did more progress and you knew that it's good for you. You felt more happy. You felt more fulfilled and satisfied with the day, right? Now, think about the day where you did nothing. You did all the fun stuff and none of the hard stuff. So it's supposed to be the most happiest day of your life, right? So think about it. That day where you did nothing at all and you loitered around, you wasted your time, all that. Think about that day. You probably felt worse at the end of the day, right? You must have felt like, man, I wasted so much fucking time. I wasted all my time, did nothing. Man, I literally just played 2 hours video games. I feel like shit. Like all that emotion must have been coming through you when you were at the end of the day, right? The concluding statement of the study that I previously mentioned, which was performed by psychologist Mihaly and Reed Larson. So the concluding statement was that human beings are the most happy and they feel the best when they tackle a difficult, worthwhile task that challenges and pushes the mind to its limits for the completion of the task. So what this means is that human beings feel the best and they feel awesome when they finish a difficult, worthwhile task that pushes their mind to the limits. Like after that task, can't do anything else. Like the hardest task you probably imagine, that's when they feel the best. That's literally scientifically proven. Now, the last concept is the delayed gratification mindset. So, in this concept, we'll go over how to actually practically use all this concept that I mentioned before and how to practically turn your mindset differently and rewire your brain. So, you heard about the instant gratification, delayed gratification, and how hard work makes you happier, right? Well, the first thing you can start to do is record your feelings or observe at least your feelings after what you're doing. like the instant gratification activity or the delayed one. Suppose you play 2 hour video games randomly, just randomly got hooked to it. You played 2 hour video games. See how you felt. Felt worse or not. Like at the end of the day, you can feel that you felt worse after that. And suppose you did a really hard task. Observe the feelings that you got after doing that task. The enjoyment. You probably enjoyed it, right? So you start realizing that. So after you do this like n number of times, like maybe over a week, the one day you did like shit, next day you did good maybe, and one day was balanced, whatever. When you felt like you were so happy, that day was probably where you did the most work, right? Start telling this to your brain. All right, start rewiring your brain. You slowly start to realize after you do this for a while, feeling that yeah, bro, keep on saying it out loud, like playing video games makes you feel so shit. Just keep on realizing that after you keep on doing that n number of times, maybe over like a week or a month, your mindset will completely transform and will turn into like, yeah, man, video games are bad. You slowly start to avoid that, and your views will slowly change. So this part of the video is to help you practically use the knowledge and the concepts which I told you before. So slowly start to realize after every hard task, just take a moment of silence, like a minute or something. Just observe how you feel, right? Then you can slowly start to change your mindset, and that's how I did as well. I slowly started observing my feelings after and my emotions after doing those hard or easy tasks. And then onwards, after realizing for so long, then I slowly changed my mindset. And if you made it this far, bro, congrats. Your attention span isn't messed up. And if you do want, to join a Discord, link is in below, by the way. I'll host video calls from time to time. And, we'll have some fun chatting. We'll update our lives, continue our progress, track progress. I can help you on things if you wanted. Like the things you need to do, I can help you. So join the Discord below. And if you found a video informative, then make sure to subscribe, It's a token of appreciation. And like the video if you think it's really good, and forward this to the friend that keeps playing video games way too much. Maybe you'll change his opinion. If it has changed yours, it might just change his. Just forward it to your friends and family who you think this will be a great use of. Alright, bye bro.